What's going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well. Hope everybody out there had a good weekend. As for myself, my weekend was pretty good. Finally back home after being in Phoenix, getting some golf in over the weekend. Always good to hang with the fellas. Even better when you could take some of their money on the golf course, which I was able to do on Sunday. Golf game was decent. It was decent. We play with a wide range of different player calibers. So we have actually golf pros out there. We got another guy. He's not a golf pro, but this dude was putting the smack down on everybody. He's a scratch golfer. But when you take everyone's handicap and you make it a level playing field, people like me, who is a weekend warrior, can compete. But enough of that talk. Let's talk about what we did today. Today, you all, was a very, very interesting day. I'll start it off like that. It was a good day. It was probably my best. I ain't gonna even say probably. It was my best day in the cash account. Definitely since refunding it. I'm not sure if it's the best day overall, but I think it might be. I think it might be the best day overall in the cash account. And I did something a little different. I'm not sure Friday if I traded from my cell phone, but this morning I actually took a couple of trades from my cell phone, which I didn't mind doing it. I kind of like that platform. Only thing was I was a little reckless with not having a stop in place, but I had my finger over the cancel all and exit button. And this morning I was green. I was green pretty good. And then I did the most foolish thing that I can do. And that was to take a trade on the airplane while we were taxiing to the runway. And I thought that the trade would make the move before we got in the air. It didn't. It was red, and I had to get out of the trade because I didn't want to lose internet signal. And I took a wham bammer, and I went red overall. No biggie. I understand my strategy. I've been there before, y'all. I done been down before and got back green. We landed and the market was about to open. I looked at the phone and I took a couple of trades and we got back green. I got home. Fired up the computer, took a couple of more trades. We got even greener. And we'll go ahead. First, we're going to look at the trade performance report. So let's go ahead and run over there real quick. Be reviewing trades for October 22nd, 23rd. Took a couple of trades Sunday afternoon sitting over at my buddy's house in Phoenix, or Maricopa, I guess it is. And then took trades today. Total net, actually, we're going to go what I usually do. Gross profit, $2298.42. Gave back $955 of that. And our net profit, $1,343.10, y'all. Killer day. That's kind of stepping on the gas a little bit. My usual days, I try to make $200 to $500. We totally blew that out the water today. And I didn't even have the best day. It's somebody that was in the group. They made $5,000 today in a small cash account. We all started our cash accounts at about the same amount of money. We don't trade all at the same level, though. So this gentleman trades at a bigger and better level than me. But sometimes my days are greener than his, but he stepped on the gas in a big way today. But let's go down and look at our percent. 85.71%. Killer. 24 winning trades, 4 losing trades. Those losing trades, y'all, was that foolery of me being in a trade and thinking that we gonna taxi for a while. I ended up having to fly into Miami out of Phoenix. First time I think flying into Miami, actually. I can't remember how many times I flew into Miami. But we pushed off the gate. He literally made 2 right turns and we was headed up in the sky. And I'm like, what in the doggone? But yeah, 85% on the day. So that was solid. Let's go ahead. We'll look at the trades, and you'll see I kind of stepped on the gas a little bit today. And I gave, look right there, y'all. Those are the 3 that I'm talking about. Actually, it's the 2. It's these 2. Let's see. Hold on. Let's look at the numbers. 733. So that was me getting out of the trades as we were taking off. My flight was leaving at like 8 in the morning out of Miami. These times are off by an hour, but got hit across the head, something big. You see, I was up 466. I went down 420. This is getting back on the ground at 9:30 in the morning. First trade, I make back half of what I lost. I take another red trade. Red trades are going to happen. Somebody said that I'm always green. No, that is not the case. I take red trades. I just try to take fewer red trades than I do green trades. But next 2 trades, we back green. And once we got green, y'all. We got green. This was not on no crazy size. 1 and 2 NQs. 1 and 2 NQs. If you look over here, you'll see like some 3s, and those are MNQs. But 1 and 2 NQs based on what my stop was going to be. And we closing in the day out up $1,343. Family, YouTube family, in call it 6 days. So 5 days from last week and 1 day this week, we have literally doubled the cash account size. And that is why I said I was done with the prop firms. These trades right here would have blown the prop firm up. But me understanding my strategy and understanding that I can get back green. And if I go max loss on the day, then I'm gonna take my max loss and we'll make it back up over the next couple of days if we can't make it back up the next day. But let's go ahead. Let's bring up the charts real quick. I'm gonna kind of just scroll through these. And if you notice, I just have the tick chart pulled up right now. The trades that I took yesterday evening, they're over here to the left, but you can't really see the moving averages or anything to kind of understand why I was getting in it. So we're going to leave those alone, and then we'll just start. I'm going to just kind of scroll this across and we'll start running into them. As I'm doing that, pay attention to this red dash line as it crosses this pair of moving averages, and just look at the plays that it was given. So you see right here, this is when I sit down and actually start trading. I get into Miami a little before 6 a.m. Miami time. Open up the laptop and I see we're getting this crossover. I'm a little late to the party, but I jump in, nice entry off of a pullback. I get out at the top. I could just sit in this thing and grind it all the way out. And you always hear me say, if on this crossover, my target is the red line. Look at what that thing did. So had I got in at the crossover, 1540, this thing went all the way up to 14,540 would have been down here. 15,573 up there. That was a 30-point move. But like I said, I got my laptop open a little late. Jumped in right here. Even still, I could have rolled this out from 14,555 up to 14,573, 18 points. But I extracted what I wanted out the market, made a few bucks. Pulls back. I get in here for the possible break all the way back up to right here. Notice what it does too. I'm going to drop a line right there. We'll see how that line reacts as we scroll through. But that was my thought on this entry, that this was going to make the move up. I want to see something. 14,578. Let's see what 14,568 is at. So right here, this would have got stopped out on 10 points because it didn't get down to the pivot. Look at what they did. Look at what they did. So if I had given this to the pivot, and this is why they say sometimes it's good to give a little extra wiggle room. This candle was a shakeout candle. This candle was to shake people out who had their stops right there and then run, do what they wanted it to do. But I got in, I got this little pop, and I got my stop moving. I got to trailing it. So it's that trade there. Let's keep scrolling. Let's keep on scrolling. This was the, and I took this from the cell phone too, y'all. Look what was right above it. That was the cross. That's the entry. You're trading it back down here. So remember on that one over right here where I said I got in here and I could have traded this up. I got in late and was still trying to see this back down. And just got hammered. And this was one of those ones where I was trying to be right. I got another one that was coming up to the 60, thinking that we'd get the move back down. This here is all I needed to see. When this crossed over, I'm dead in the water. I didn't need to be buying another one way up here, trying to average my price down. That just made me lose some more money. This here told me that this is about to go up, at least to possibly right here. It went a little above it. So I took this one on the chin. This is where I finally hit that cancel all and exit on my phone. Took a decent L on that trade. But again, at the time, I'm shaking my head like, first of all, why were you taking a trade? And if you were going to do that, should have took it with M and Q. But no harm, no foul. I'm up in the air at this point. 50-minute flight from Miami to Jacksonville. So I'm not seeing any of this. And then we get on the ground. Let's see. Did we get a crossover over here? We didn't really get a cross. You got one right here. Yeah, so we did get a crossover right there. Kind of close to the 200. But if you're getting in there, 611, 621 puts you right over that pivot. So you get you can get over the pivot, but risk to reward wasn't quite there. But moves down, pulls back up, basically to the entry had you been getting in right there, and then it just flushes. So when it makes this flush and I see this pullback, it doesn't give me time to get in there, and it just tanks out. So I get in, I get my stop trailing, I trail out on this backside. Makes the move up. I take this trade just playing it, anticipating. Yeah. And you notice what happens. It breaks the fast moving average in an uptrend, and then the slow moving average rolls over. This was the one that you saw me lose 67 bucks on, because I'm playing this to break and make this move back up. It psychs me out. I take my stop. No problem. Take the stop. Take the stop. And you don't see it here, but you see two arrows right there. I knew I was on the wrong side of the trade. So I said, let me get back on the right side of the trade that is going short. So I go short, comes down, pulls back, drops again. I get out right there, lock that profit in. Pulls back, comes back down. I get in as it's breaking the low of that candle there, coming off the moving averages. Pulls back, drops, and I start trailing my stop again. I lock the profit in off of that trade. From this point on, I am driving home, so I don't get to see any of this. None of it, y'all. Decent crossover right there. Entering at 528. This thing goes up to 545, y'all. 17 points. Comes back down. Then you get a crossover to 200. Not something I really follow. Not something I follow. But look at the move that it made. And this is why you had people making $5,000 today trading futures, hanging out in the Discord. Killer move. Comes on up, comes on up. It's just grinding. By now, I'm finally home, and I just missed this move. I think when I sat down, it was up here somewhere, and I was not going to chase it. But I was like, that could have been a good entry. Let's keep going. Chops around, chops around. You get the break on the downside. It's a little choppy, but even so, if you were entering at 674, 674, yep, 674, 684 is going to put your stop up there. You have to give it a little extra wiggle room. This thing goes from 674 down to 637. Almost 40 points in that drop. Comes off, bounces here. We get the crossover here. I missed this. Get this other crossover to 200. Remember I said this is not something I really play, but I do get in right here, just trying to trade this back up here on momentum. That's all that was on, was momentum. If you notice, there is no clear place for me to put a stop down there. Where would I put a stop at? So I'm just going to arbitrarily take 10 on the chin if this doesn't work. 667, 657. My stop is going to be about right here somewhere. But again, there's no pivot or nothing out there. So if this just wanted to pull back, I was just going to get hit on the chin. Most likely would have caught support right here, because look what it did over there. It did just what I said it should have done if it had did it on this side. Pull back, catch support, and rip. But once it got green, started trailing my stop. That's why you see, and I'm not sure if y'all have paid attention when you're looking at my trade report. Max unrealized 390, I made 387. Max unrealized 45, I made 42. Max unrealized 100, I made 97. I kept my trail very tight. Max unrealized 150, I made 134. And max unrealized 160, I made 154. Very tight stop once they got green, because I'm like, I could just get back in on the next play. But this thing pulls back to the 200, rips again. A little double top right there. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. So coming through here, it's choppy. You can get in right there, trading it back down to the red line. It works to perfection. This thing does the crossover right here. I would not take this trade because it's too close to this 15-minute price level. Can't do that. So let's keep going. Pulls back. A little slight crossover right there. Comes up to the 15-minute price level. I don't want to be a part of this trade until it's breaking and holding. I get the break and hold. I enter on the next candle. This makes a nice move. Again, I am trailing it super tight. I'm just locking profit in. If you notice, we made $1,445 before commissions and fees. I'm going to base hit this market all day long. I'm going to take these crossovers all day long and base hit them. You'll see me take other little trades like this where I'm just playing a level that I know that this should hold. I'm going to get in, I'm going to get green, and I'm going to trail stop. So let's keep going. It's kind of choppy coming through here. You get the little tight cross right there, and it rips. Let's come on down. I think this might have been my last trade here. 1120. We take one more at 1230. But this one here, it's another one where I'm just playing it for the break. It does pull back, so I purchase one more. Comes back a little bit more, and then it makes the move. As it makes the move, I'm trail stopping. Get out, locking good profit in right there. That one there was the one I locked in. It went 120. I locked in 117. This contract right here went 175. I locked in 172. Keeping that tight stop, and you see that stop was nice. Let's keep going. little choppy uptrend coming through there. Comes over, we break this level. This is one where it's like, man, that was a good trade. Missed it. Entry, traded down to the red line. What does it do? It comes right to the red line, chops around, and then it finally breaks it. But 755 entry, 741. Is that 34 points? With no headache, just 34 points. On one NQ is going to give you over $600. Keep going till we find that last trade, and I'm going to wrap this one up. So it was about 12:30. There we go. Another good entry right there. Let's look at it. 772. Where's 82? Look at that. If you notice, they all came up just about that same amount short. 82, about 3 points short. So about 13-point risk, but killer. Again, traded to the red line. Killer. I'm loving this strategy, y'all. Loving it. Makes this move back up, cross. You go long there if you want to. This is going to be way more than 10 points, though. 766, 756. Yeah, I knew that was going to be more than 10 to get you below that pivot. But makes the move, pulls back. It holds this line. That's all I want to see it do, hold the line. Kind of trading it back up to this area right here. Makes the move. I get my stop in tight on it. And this one, it was up 60 bucks. I made 57. It was up 60. I made 57. Pulls back and then it rips again. So I could have possibly held this, let it go, but nope, I'm good. That last trade gave us what we made today. And then let's see what it's doing now. And then we're going to get right up out of here. This thing just ripping. Another one short. You see I'm highlighting it, just kind of highlighting and posting in the Discord. But you get that cross, trying to trade it back down to the red line. It does not. It comes about halfway, pulls back. Had I been in this trade, I would have stopped out about right there. That would have been an entry of 838. Probably would have stopped out about right there, somewhere 22. That's 16 points still. And then it comes back and then just flushes on out. And now we see, what is it doing? What is it doing? Giving you an entry right there. It's giving you an entry right there. And now we are currently where it's at. Could have taken entry right there, 817. 27 need to get over this pivot. 27 gets us up here. So we would have been good. And now you actually see what the market is doing now. Betting man, it's either going to reject and come back right there, or it's going up to 802. Betting man says that it does just what it does there. Rejects this moving average until it can set a higher low, and then it's going to make its way back up there. But hope y'all enjoyed the recap as always. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. If you hadn't already, hit that like button. Now would be a great time. I would appreciate it. It helps me out in these YouTube streets, and it don't cost you a thing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. Appreciate all the comments. Got someone new that joined the Discord today. I got to give y'all a warning, y'all. I'm fairly easygoing. I don't curse too much. I'm going to consider myself an old head. I'm over 50. But a lot of young, rambunctious gentlemen in the Discord, and I let them pretty much do what they do. So if you join the Discord, just know it could be a little, I don't know what you call it, but they curse a little bit. I don't really curse that much. I get frustrated sometimes. I might drop a curse word or two, but I try to keep it fairly easy going in there in the Discord, unless people just get totally out of hand. And then I might say something. So just be warned, if you come over to the Discord, you might hear a few choice words here and there. But on that note, I'm going to wrap this one up. We're going to be back at it again tomorrow. And hopefully we can have the same type of day, because this was not a day where I really put my foot in the gas pedal in the form of like sizing up. It was not that type of day. Most of the trades I took were 1 NQ. I'm counting right now. I took, that's an MNQ. I took 3 NQs where I had 2. The rest of them were 1 NQ. So didn't really like totally like get reckless. And let's look real quick, man. I'm gonna close this out while we're looking at the chart. There's that higher low that I was saying. We get a higher low. This is coming back up to the red line. It did exactly what I thought it would do. It made this move. It set a higher low right there. Next move is coming back up. That's from just getting that chart time in. So if you just now getting into trading, spend time looking at these charts. Spend time looking at them. Spend time watching how they form. These moving averages are nice. They're nice, but you still want to be able to read charts. Candlesticks on the tick chart, you can read them, but they're not really volume based. You want to be looking at time based to kind of understand like top and tails, bottom and tails, because you can kind of read the volume off of it. There's no volume down here. This is just orders. Every time it's 200 orders, it drops a candle. I really don't need these volume candles down there because it's not volume. And we're about to get a crossover right here. We're possibly about to get a crossover. I'm going to just let this run out for this next couple of minutes. Just to see what it does. Just to kind of live see what it does. We over this level too. Oh, that is nice, y'all. Like that. Let's see if we get the crossover though. We already got it over here. I'm gonna do 1 MNQ. I'm gonna do 1 MNQ. I want to see this line cross over that though. I need to see it. Let's see where 10 points is. 805. 795 is gonna put my stop down there. So we got the cross on that side. Let's see. We got 10 points. I want to see that line do that right there. I'm going to take that order. Let's see what it does. So y'all seeing a live trade right now. Let's see. Now watch it don't work though. Let's see. This is something I've noticed as well. I've kind of had the MNQ tick chart and the NQ tick chart. The MNQ crosses a lot sooner a lot of times. Look where the MNQ would have got you in at. Way down here. It would have got you in at 795, whereas I got in super late on this side. So I've missed the move on MNQ. And that's the other thing. That's true too. I'm trading MNQ. I should have been getting in over here. But just kind of watch this real quick. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. Get a good little pop. I'm going to probably just get out of this trade just because once I cover my fees. But there we go. If this was an NQ, I'd be up 45 bucks right now. Be up 50 bucks, 60 bucks. Be up 100 bucks right now on the MNQ. So I'm going to just put my stop right there. And when I say I'm chasing, this is chasing.
Stop, Phil.
That right there. Just, I'm going to lock in what I want to lock in. That's me. On that trade, that would have been, I can't remember what it just said. I think 18. That would have been up $180 on an MNQ. I mean, not on an MNQ. I'm sorry, on an NQ. That would have been good money. So y'all just got to see me take a very quick live trade. So I'm gonna wrap this one up and we will be back at it again tomorrow. Peace.